So for Lab 9, I made a database that I think probably a MMO or a big online game would probably use. I made a couple different tables that can be used to organize not only the actual user, but the user's character, their equipment and stuff. First table we have here is the user info. Has everything from their name, the username that they want to use for their account, password obviously, their user status, if they're maybe they're a subscribing member, maybe they're a free to play member, depending what it is. The user type, see if maybe it could be a developer that's playing it or just a normal just a user, and obviously a user ID. I decided to do user ID as a primary key just because it's the easiest way to be able to access everything since each user is going to have a unique user ID. Besides that, we also have the user payment table. Pretty much has everything they have, everything they need to be able to collect their credit card number and be able to take payments if it's a game that has recurring subscriptions. Again, using the user ID as primary key just because it is the easiest one and the most unique one that you'll have. After that, we have the character info and equipment tables. Both of those are going to be relevant to the character in the actual game. Obviously, the character info is going to have the actual character's name, their level, their HP, their MP, the equipment slots they have, the spell slots they have. And for that one, we are using a primary key of the character name since that one's going to be the more unique one inside the game. For the equipment, we have everything from equipment name, equipment descriptions, the type, damage, everything, how much the actual item costs, what the equipment ID is, since there's going to be tons and tons, probably is going to be tons and tons of different armors and weapons and cloaks and helmets and stuff that we want to make sure that we identify them accordingly. For equipment ID, I definitely decided to go with equipment ID as the primary key since that was going to be the more unique out of those. Also, we have a simple experience one, which is going to be the one that is linked to the character info. Pretty much, you have a current level, the max experience you can have in your current experience. Those two are linked with every time that you level up, you're going to get an increase in your HP and your MP. I also added some indexes to all the tables just to make them a little bit easier to traverse and just to know where each index is. Also added a foreign key, adding a constraint from the first name to the user ID. You have to be able to create your account, add a first name and everything to be able to have a account per se and have a user ID. Here's the EER diagram. As you can see, the user info, user payments are linked for that one. We have primary key set as your user ID on both of those, as well as the indexes set for character info, experience, and equipment. There's a little bit, I'm sure there's tons of other stuff that could be added to that particular one. But for now, I think this is actually pretty simple and should be pretty effective to be able to use. There's a couple things that I probably would have liked to add later on. Definitely want to be able to add having multiple characters. So far, you can just have one character per account. You could also add maybe time that they've been in with the game. It could actually make it so the users that have been playing the game for longer get better rewards, get better experience. Also add enemy charts depending on locations. So another table for locations and enemies, NPCs, different types of non-playable characters that you can interact with while you're in the game. But yeah, that is my database. Hopefully this is good. All right, thank you.